Hello, my name's Professor Tony Stewart. I'm a Professor of Public Health and also an NHS consultant in public health. Additionally, I'm an EFT advanced practitioner and master trainer, and I'd like to introduce you today to Fiona Truman. Fiona is co-organiser of two successful EFT gatherings recently. She also trains internationally on tapping techniques, and in 2013 she hosted a telesummit on tapping and other complementary techniques that reached thousands of people across the world. So welcome, Fiona.
Thank you.
Can I just ask you how you got into EFT in the first place?
Yes, Tony. For most of my adult life, I had struggled with severe back issues. So bad that in 2002, I decided that I would finally have the spinal fusion operation, which took me a while to recover from. But there was a period of time when I was doing okay, until about 18 months afterwards when I felt a pop in my back one day, and I knew that feeling, and I knew I'd slipped another disc. Things went from bad to worse until I was walking with a stick and completely reliant on painkillers to get me through what was really only a semblance of normal life. Until one day I realised that I was addicted to the morphine derivatives that I was taking for the pain. And I went to my doctor for help. And he looked at me and he shrugged his shoulders and he said, "What's the alternative?" And that was a real shock to me because I'd gone to him for help. And I thought there must be an alternative, there must be. So I started researching on the net, and I found a link one day when I was looking at natural methods of pain relief, and I followed it, and it took me to a page on EFT. And I thought, this looks very weird and wonderful, but Tony, I was desperate. And I booked on for an EFT level 1 and 2 course for 3 days.
That's fantastic. So that really made a difference to your life.
Tony, it was incredible, really. I went to that first course, and I say at the time I was really struggling to walk. I was also struggling to sit. I found it difficult to sit in the chairs throughout the course. Tapping on my chin actually hurt my neck, because, as I say, by this point I had 5 herniated discs. And I remember sitting there and looking around and thinking, this is very strange. But by the end of the weekend, I thought, I may not know how this works, but I'm not stupid. I can see that it does.
That's great. But of course, a cynic might say that perhaps you imagined the effect, or it was a placebo, or something else was going on, mind over matter, for example. How would you answer that?
Well, I can really relate to that, Tony, because I still find it difficult to believe that I went in the first place. I was a very rigid, uptight accountant. But as I say, I was desperate. Now, since then, there is research out there. You yourself have been part of that. You have got EFT into the NHS. You are doing research. Research has taken place in the States. It's there. And you know what? That was enough for me. I knew it worked personally. But yes, that research is there, it's available. More needs to be done, maybe, but obviously it costs money. But more studies will happen, I'm sure. But there is enough now to know that there is something in this.
It's scientifically certainly showing some promise, to say the least. So people who are seeing us and think, well, perhaps I should come on this 3-day EFT practitioner course, what do you think the benefit will be to people who come and join us?
Well, Tony, I have to try and be quiet about my evangelizing, because the difference that it's made to my life is immeasurable. I am literally walking proof. I said when I first went to that EFT level 1 and 2 training, that 3 days, I struggled so much. I'm not saying I'm perfect now. I do find it difficult to stand for long periods of time. And, you know, from a girly point of view, I'd quite like occasionally to be able to wear high heels for longer, but, you know, can't complain really. No, seriously, it's made a massive, massive difference to my life. And during my time training, I have seen the changes in so many people. You can't argue with the results.
That's great. Well, Fiona and I have a very friendly and flexible approach to training. We'll make it an enjoyable experience for you, but as well as that, we'll give you some skills which I don't think other EFT training courses will. In that, we'll show you how to evaluate your own practice, so that you're producing evidence of how things are going for you and your clients. Additionally, we'll give you some handy hints and tips on how to approach other organisations like the NHS to talk to them about the idea of perhaps commissioning your services. So the course is on June the 6th, 7th and 8th in Sutton Coldfield. We look forward to seeing you there. So anything you'd like to add, Fiona?
I think the only thing that I'd like to say, Tony, is hopefully the people coming to the course won't be in the same state that I was. And you know what? You don't need to be, because this is called emotional freedom techniques. It will work on the little things just as well. It frees you up. As I say, it does what it says on the tin. Those daily frustrations that we have with our family, our work colleagues, life in general, tap on it and it releases those frustrations and irritations and anger, whatever. It frees us up so that we don't have to carry those around with us, and it makes your daily life so much easier. And after the 3 days, people will be able to use it on themselves, but also friends and family members. And for those who want to take it further, the therapists, all they have to do is some case studies and an online exam, and they can be a practitioner in this wonderful technique, and it will work very nicely alongside whatever therapy they offer.
That's excellent. We'll also be demonstrating some other techniques that are allied to EFT. For example, we'll be demonstrating matrix re-imprinting. But of course, Fiona has developed her own EFT modality. It's called mind map tapping. And there'll also be a demonstration of that, as you can imagine. Of course, Fiona, you're organising a mind map tapping training course in Brighton on the 24th and 25th of May as well, that people may also be interested in attending.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Great. Thank you. So we look forward to seeing you on the 6th, 7th and 8th of June in Sutton Coldfield. Take care.